Hello people. I always do that, I always cough. I currently have a cold, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bunged up and if I cough or whatever, but I just wanted to make a video. I thought it was time and I haven't done it yet, and I probably should, about my wisdom tooth removal story, since I just like to share what happened with me, and there was nothing bad that happened. Mine was alright, but just the ones that I saw, I had quite a different experience because, for one, mine was done in the UK, the NHS, so it's slightly different to falling asleep in a chair or having a gas and all that, so I thought I'd just share what happened with me. We actually got a call the week before to say that I had an appointment and that someone had moved, so you know, because we had no idea that we were going to be in that close too, so it was, I think it was about 5 days before, so that would have been the 3rd of November we had a phone call, and then on the 8th of November we went in at something to 7, something around 7, because, sorry, just had to blow my nose. We got in there around 7 because my appointment, the operation was supposed to go off, or start around 9 something. Walked in there and I had a little room to myself. We just walked in, it was off, they had bays over there and it was just me in a room with a bed, a toilet over there and windows here. And pretty much as soon as I went in, I just sat down on the bed, had a few tests, they filled out some information, had a conversation, or like a thingy over with the surgeon. The surgeon actually, I don't know whether he remembered, but he did surgery on my grandma, her tongue, when she had to have her tongue removed because she had cancer. We talked with him, he thingied things over and everything was okay. After I saw the surgeon, I saw the anaesthetist, is that how you say it? The guy who does the anaesthetic. And then I had 2 wristbands. Oh, I think they're in a box somewhere. I think they're under there. So I had one for my penicillin and then one with my identity on it. I actually had to wrap up one because I was very cold, and as you can see now, my veins weren't popping up, so on both sides they had put on some squishy gel stuff. I'm presuming because I was still like within the barrier for them to use it. So the anaesthetic on my hands, and so yeah. Then I think it was a couple of hours after we got there, then I was asked to change into my gown. Someone came in, adjusted the bed thing. It's a little uncomfy because I was just kind of lying there like this, and I was wheeled down through a lift down to theatre, and they did say that I could walk if I wanted to, but it was my first time in the hospital nighties, so I was like, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm going to do, I don't want to embarrass myself for the first time. So, you know, I was just really confused. So we waited for my mum. My dad stayed upstairs and mum came down to take me to the theatre as well. And I remember I was just being thingied through the hospital and into the theatre, around the corners, into the thing. And I wasn't at all concerned about the surgery. I was just really anxious about having the anaesthetic because I didn't know how I'd react to it, like the general anaesthetic. So we went in there, I took my glasses off, gave them to my mum, then they put the monitors on me. I already had, no I didn't already have it, they put the finger thing on me, the clip they put, that was the person trying to put on the heart sticky monitor thingies on, but they wouldn't stick on at first, but then they did eventually, and then they used this hand, put the thing in, and I was just shaking in the bed, and you know, was slapping my wrist trying to get the thing in, and put it in, and they counted down, and then I kind of just did that, and then they put the mask on my face. I remember them just doing that as I fell asleep, and then about 40 minutes later, no, 45 minutes later I think, I had this dream about everything that had happened, and I just kind of woke up, and there was this nurse who came through, and they were like, Emily, are you okay? You know, are you awake? And I just looked around, because at first I was like, where am I? Oh, am I going to have to go through that again? Am I actually here? And it was kind of like one of those moments. And then she came through, and I was like, oh. And I had to be thingied about to get a thing. I threw up twice. Let's be real. I threw up twice, and it was pretty horrible. I was about to lift my head at one point to thingy over, but then I remembered that my mum said don't lift your head up as soon as you get general anaesthetic, and don't. And I didn't even, I just kind of moved, and I think it was also because I had remaining blood in my mouth and I could taste it, and I didn't want to sing it either, so I was trying to spit it out, but I was also thrown up. I know, a bit TMI, but I'm sorry about being real. When that subsided and they gave me something in there to take the sickness away, I was then wheeled back to my room, and I had a few more checks. I had a bit of a nap. My mum took a picture of me, and then I took a selfie of myself. I was given a bit of water, so like a cup of water, a cup of water and sugar to help with the whatever, I've forgotten what it was. And then they also gave me afterwards a little pot of strawberry yogurt, which was delicious. It was so nice afterwards. So that was about 3 hours post, maybe 4. And around that time I just wanted to get home. I was like, right, I'm eating now. I just want to see whether I can get up. I need the toilet, because that went okay, even though, you know, obviously I made sure not to bend my wrist, otherwise I'd break the catheter and bleed everywhere like my mum did when I was born. So, did all that. I was starting to look a bit like a chipmunk, and my hair was all kind of like that. But I didn't I was just like, you know, it was literally like 4 hours of it. Yeah, chubby cheeked. And so then, because I could get up, I wanted to get changed, like after they took the catheter out, and I was really dazed at that point. I was kind of hysterical and I was all dazed, and I went to get changed, and Mum had her back to me, so yeah, and she was holding my hand, so I was just kind of holding her hand like that while she was looking that way and passing stuff to me, and just to keep me stable. And when I was getting changed, I suddenly realised I had like 5 of those heart rate monitors things, and I just kind of looked down and I was like, Ooh. I was like, I've got those things on me. Ooh. It's just like going, ooh. So I'll put them down on top of the bin, brush my hair a bit, then, because I was up, Mum went to see the nurse person, and then I got given a prescription, everything. That took a while, and I just wanted to get out, and I started to feel a bit sick again because, you know, no wind, you know, no breeze, no air and thing, and I was just getting really kind of and upset. I didn't want to cry. It was one of those days. Got given the prescriptions, was walked back to the van, and then I was taken home, and then I started to swell up more, so it was just carried on swelling. And by the end of that day it wasn't quite swollen yet, not even to this extent. It was all underneath my eyes and around here, which is understandable. I actually had 5 teeth out. So I had that tooth, that tooth, that tooth, that tooth, and I had an extra tooth. My sister has a missing tooth, so we say that maybe I had one as my spare one. So then, like, at first he didn't think that he'd be able to get, like, the surgeon didn't think he'd be able to get that one and the spare tooth. Maybe he'd get the spare tooth but not that one, but he did. So I ended up getting 5 teeth out. So the reason why I had to have it done was my mouth isn't big enough for all of my teeth, and I've still yet to have 2 teeth out before my braces, and I haven't had an appointment set up yet, but that should come soon, and I'll talk more about my teeth process as it goes along. And so basically I think these 2 were like that. That one was like that, and that one was like that. So it all kind of looked like nightmarish on the inside because all my teeth were like this. But I still have that tooth and that tooth coming through. I think these 2 are practically through. The molars that are missing because the wisdom teeth were holding them back and they couldn't get up. So this one I'm really happy to say, is almost out, it's practically out. And this one is kind of half out. It's still getting there. So after I got home, I think it took about 4 or 5 days before it started to go down. And I'd say like the second day was the worst day. First night I stayed up in the living room. Second night I came in here, but I couldn't sleep most of the night because of how swollen it was. I couldn't lie on that side, and because there was so much pressure on the front of my face, you know, I was just lying back, and it wasn't any better when I was in the living room. So, you know, it's kind of one of those moments where you just kind of, you know, you're just like, I can't do it. But I did. And there are loads of people who are worse than me. I'm so grateful that, you know, mine was so fluid in the thing, you know, it just went straight. After about 4 days it started to go down. After the 10th day we went to see my nanny and granddad who came up, and we met somewhere, and I was beginning to get bruises then, and it was like I didn't have substantial bruising, it was just yellow. And I'll put in a photograph here. Like when I started to get bruises was when my necklace arrived, and I wanted it to arrive around the time that I had surgery, but it didn't end up coming here until around like just before we saw my nan and granddad, which is when it just started to go yellow. So I was trying to take photos of this because I didn't really talk about my wisdom teeth or the fact that I cut my hair, and I didn't cut my hair for the surgery, but because I did it around that time, but I got really fed up with my hair and just decided to cut it off and send it to the Little Princess Trust. So that was cool. And that's an entire different video, so listen to you. I'm rambling. So as that went along, it got better. I have got holes but I didn't have, like, I don't really see how people, I know obviously some people do get dry mouth and it comes back, and it's really horrible, and I feel so sorry for those people who had that. Like, for me, I don't see how I could have done. I tried everything not to get anything in between, so it just meant then that, not really chewing. It took about 10 days, so around the time that I saw my nan and granddad, before I could start chewing, because it was just so painful. Just because my teeth were really sensitive, understandably. And my so I did all that, and after about the 3rd day I started to see inside my mouth. I couldn't really see it because it was so swollen. Yeah, I have a hole there on the inside and thingy of my mouth. There was something else I was going to say, I can't remember. Yeah. Mouthwash, saltwater rinse, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. After 4 weeks I went back to the orthodontist surgeon man, and he took out the things which didn't hurt at all, the stitches, but that's probably just because I have a high pain tolerance. I don't know. Some people it might hurt, some people it might not. It stung a little bit, but not at all, so they just cut it and took things out and put them in the thing. And after that, I think it was a couple of weeks after that, or about a month after that, I don't know, no, it was 6 weeks. Yeah, so a couple of weeks after that I went to the dentist because this started to swell up, and I thought, oh no, have I got a delayed infection? Is one of the stitches still in there? What's going on? So I had painkillers, not painkillers, I had pills for that, well, antibiotics for that as well. In terms of medication for when I initially had the thing, I was given painkillers, but one of them I think I was allergic to, and the second one just didn't really work. So I had Calpol, good old Calpol, I still have that. It still works perfectly fine. And I had some really horrible, but it really worked, antibiotics, but I had it in liquid form because it'd be better to swallow. I didn't want to lose it in the depths of the thingies, but it was kind of horrible because you had to try and swallow it without doing like that, which means it went right over your tongue, and then it tasted horrible, absolutely horrible. So whenever I see a certain colour, every now and then I get a smell of mushroom soup, which I had in the first thing, which was really all cold and lumpy because I couldn't have hot food, and a mixture of the antibiotics, which was really horrible every time. It's like, oh, but they did work. And so I had antibiotics after I thought I had an infection, and I did have an infection, about 6 weeks after, and I had those about a week. I think it was 7 days, 3 days, 3 times a day, and that went down. And then a week after, or 2 weeks after that, then it started to flare up again. I was like, oh no, I don't want to go. But I think it was just tooth coming through, and it must have caused an infection when it started to come up. And then after a couple of days, when it started to flare up again, it went down, which was good. The reason why my face is still a bit thingy, because it's still healing. I think it will always be round, like rounder, either that or I'm just not used to it being back to normal, because I've seen it change so much. So, yeah, that's my wisdom tooth story. It's going well. If you're gonna help out, don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. Different people have different outcomes, and you know, you can work through the bits that don't quite work. If you are in pain, you feel like, oh no, this isn't gonna, you know, just stick to it. Like, it felt like an age within the 4 days that it was at its worst, but it got better. It's only 4 days. After that it was so much better. So, you know, when you get to the worst peak, it's only going to improve. That's my wisdom tooth story. Bye.